A very warm welcome in the class of numerical integration. It is under numerical methods. The name suggests the particular thing. But before entering into the numerical integration and its various topics, here in this particular small class lecture, we are trying to emphasize that what is numerical integration and what are the various methods under numerical integration are there and why it is in these variations. So most probably this particular lecture will give you some intuitive idea that where this numerical integration is important and where we are going to apply this numerical integration. Not only that, why we need the variations in its methods depending on the requirement of the problem we are going to face. So hope this particular topic will enhance our concept as well as the philosophy of numerical methods in the light of numerical integration. So let us start it. If we are thinking about integration, and to be specific, if we are thinking about definite integration, we can recall that we are doing these types of problems 0 to 1 x dx, and we are doing the problem according to our classical methods, that is it is x square by 2, and we are writing it is 0 to 1, and after that we are substituting this 1 by 2 and this is our answer. So it is a very simple problem. We may call it the simplest problem of definite integration. Now if we want to see the geometry of this particular thing, it is our y is equal to x line, and this is our point 0, and suppose this is our point 1. So if we drop a perpendicular over here, the area under this particular part is actually we are targeting for. So this is our y is equal to x line. So when we are at 1, so this point is 1 1. Up to this it is very much clear to us. Now if we are trying to find out the area of this particular part, this shaded part, from the point of view of triangles, so it is a right angle triangle, and we are getting this is 1 and this is also 1. So what we get, half into 1 unit. So ultimately we are getting it as half. What is exactly same as the thing what we got after this integration. So that is why we are very much happy that yes, the geometry behind the definite integration and everything is done. Now we know also in our previous classes, instead of this curve, if the curve is something like that, obviously by a single straight line, if I want to find out the area of this particular curve, we will get this particular area, and immediately we are having this part which is really under this curve but not coming into our calculation. So this becomes an error over there. But all of us present here who are actually listening this particular lecture, we know that how to overcome this one. We are overcoming this one by making this total part, suppose it is a to b, by twice, and if I break it into two parts, then we can observe that this will be the first straight line and this will be the second straight line. So now the area under the curve will become this green lines shaded part, and the error is now also there but it is minimized. And in this manner, if we increase the number of sub intervals over there, the error will decrease and we will approach to the exact one, and we know this particular problem in our 11-12 days by making this one. What I am discussing up to now, in all these cases we are having the functional expression fx is explicit. Instead of that, if we have the points like this, then we don't have any curve in our hand explicitly. But in that case, if I want to find out the area under the curve generated by those dots, then we don't know whether the curve looks like this or the curve looks like this or the curve looks like some different. So as we don't know the explicit expression of this curve, instead of that it is given in terms of some discrete points provided in terms of x and y, where y is our fx. In that case, we are not able to use this classical method to find out the result under this curve. Here we have to depend on the numerical methods and the branch under numerical methods, which gives us this help to find out the area under this proposed curve, which is not exactly known to us, is nothing but numerical integration. But up to this, if we have gathered the information and the requirement or the relevance of this integration method, we are happy. But now I am going to propose one question in front of you. If you are approximating one straight line by some piece of straight lines, and if you are approximating a curved line by some piece of straight lines, look at this. Will there be any error because you are able to place those piece of straight lines exactly on the straight line? But are you able to place a straight line on a curve with 100% exactness? If your answer is no, then your answer is correct. And because of this no, we are not getting 100% accuracy. It indicates there will be some error, and it indicates we need to choose our approximations based on some logical representations or logical thinking, which gives the classifications of numerical methods. And that is why numerical methods, specifically numerical integration, is not limited to only one method. It is not limited to only one method. It is distributed in various methods, and among them some are included in our topic, and we will discuss those topics in the coming lectures. So as well as the coming lectures are also important, because there we are going to learn the techniques for finding out the result of the given problem with the help of this numerical integration method, and also the techniques for specific methods and where they differs, what are their basic requirements and etc. But I want to emphasize on the basic requirement of numerical integration and its classification, because if you are having, suppose, some curve like this and you are taking some piece of curves of these shapes, so you can place here and you will get some 100% success also. But if the given curve is something like that, but you don't have those pieces, so you can place it like this, you can place like this, you can place it like this, still you will get some error. So this is the most important part of numerical integration, that where, which and why we are going to apply the methods of various techniques. Now if I want to proceed further, and whenever I am going to ask any question, obviously I will not wait for your answers because it is an video content, but you can do one thing. It is my suggestion that you can make a pause in your system and you can think for the question what I have asked, and after that the answer what you have prepared with a quick succession, then make it resume and please check what thought process you have generated and how much similarity you are getting with your thought process and the process what we are going to discuss. So likewise, suppose we can discuss various real life examples of numerical integrations, and one of them I am now going to discuss. So suppose this is a cross section of a river. So obviously you can think, actually in this particular geometrical or geographical area, suppose there is a river which is flowing and water is flowing from this direction to this direction, but we are taking the cross section at a particular point and we got this cross section like this. So fundamental question will be raised over here. Suppose in a certain duration, how much water is passing through this river? If this is my question, you can pause it here now and you can think that how we are going to calculate that how much water is passing through this river with a finite time duration. So obviously it is flowing in this direction, and now I am giving the answer. I am not giving the answer exactly, I am trying to give you the thought. Look at this. Instead of this, if it is like this, which is a known surface or known curve to us, we can find out the area, and we can, if at a particular time or the particular time instance, if this is the cross section, then we can just give some multiplication operator with this particular area and we can get the result. But problem is not in this multiplication, problem is to find out the area under this particular curve. It is done in reverse direction, but it is not a regular curve which is known to us. Then how we are going to find out the area in this part? First of all, you have to ask yourself the question whether the question is justifiable to you or not. It is a very much real life problem. All of you can visualize this. Just your job is to think about it. So now when you are starting the thought process for this particular question, various things can come into your mind. You can think about the total quantity of water if we can store up to some time duration, the duration what is asked, then we can find it out, the total water. But is it practically possible? I am not asking for the water passing through a pipe. I am asking about the water which is passing through a river. So the first option what we can think, theoretically, practically it is not possible. Next, what we can think, that if in the time of, suppose which is not the rainy season, it is the time for when we are having some drought, if this river or if this geographical location is in such a position where the water is completely not flowing at that time, that means it is completely dry, then you can think about some measurement of this one. But this process, if comes into your mind, you can upgrade your thought process into this, that if instead of having those thoughts, if we have these ordinates, after a certain distance, if we can find out the depth of this particular river, then after finding out this depth, you know the depths are measured in perpendicular lines. So if we can join those perpendicular distances and we can find out the area of this perpendicular distances, means I am talking about, suppose if I can find out this, because this is nothing but the area like a trapezium, and this is nothing like an area of a trapezium. In this way, if we can find out all the areas of these trapeziums which are generated, then we will get the summation of this particular trapezium's areas. And though there must be some error, because we can see it over here, we can see it over here, but ultimately we can reach very close to the area which is the cross section of this particular river. And once this is reached, obviously associated with some error, but if I can reach up to this, yes, the total calculation what I am going to find out, the total amount of water will not be exactly same, but instead of this we can claim that yes, it is very much close, it will be very much close. My requirement is the total quantity of water, but there is no such formula, there is no such function which can give that I am going to give some input in that particular function and it gives us the output as the answer. It is not available. But I need this, because when I am thinking about to prepare a dam, or I am thinking about preparing some engineering constructions on this particular river, then I need this. I think all of you are now able to understand, because until and unless the total quantity of water is not known to us, how can I think about the pressure containment or the total water reservoir quantity? It is not possible for us. So it is needed. So once it is needed, may not be I am facing the precision, I am not giving the precision with 100% preciseness, but I have to know this, and here numerical methods helps us, here numerical integration helps us to find out this result, and which will make our civilization in the upward direction. So this is your job as an engineer, this is your job as a person who knows mathematics, this is your job, a person who knows numerical methods in terms of numerical integration also. So I have tried to place the requirement and the variations in numerical methods, specifically in numerical integrations. So I think you people can search various resources where you can get some more applications of numerical integrations in our various science disciplines, economics disciplines, as well as in engineering. So for that I am requesting you to have those references, and you can have this type of practices in the form of assignment, that here you can find out an engineering example where you can establish that numerical integration is a Very important tool. I have already given one example. You please try to find out some others, and also make a study where which method you will choose and why. And for the second answer, you please wait for the coming 3 lectures where we are going to discuss 3 numerical methods, and then you please try to find out the answer of the second question. So thanks a lot. Happy listening. Happy learning.